So Colin, can you explain to me what RISE is?
RISE is first of all respect, independence, socialism and environmental justice, and it's the Scottish Left Alliance. It's the most important left unity project Scotland has seen in a generation, and the Scottish Socialist Party is at its centre.
So what have you made of the day so far? Why is everyone here?
Well, it's fantastic, isn't it? Much nicer being in the Marriott Hotel and the comfortable surroundings. Feels like the Botanical Gardens here than in a cold church hall and somewhere in Glasgow, which is my past Saturday mornings. But it's been terrific. It's another filled event, and I think that talks to the potential that's here for this Left Alliance. The idea that the SNP should face a left opposition rather than a failed opposition, which the Labour Party represents, I think it's got enormous potential, and I think the SSP's involvement in it will help reap that potential.
You gave a speech earlier. What did you touch on in that speech?
I touched on the fact that although a great deal has changed in Scotland in the last couple of years, and the people who are involved in the Yes movement can take enormous credit for that change that they effected. On the other hand, very little has changed for communities, working class communities, the length and breadth of Scotland, including the one I was born in Motherwell, where they've not made any progress, not just in the last 2 years, but in the 16, 17 years of the Scottish Parliament. They've been left behind, and the people's major concerns, which RISE will have to address and act upon, are their pay and conditions, the lack of affordable housing, the privatisation of their public services, and fighting against austerity. That was what my speech covered, and I think RISE today is about talking about the ideas we're going to put forward, and then tomorrow it's about putting them into action, make sure it's not just talk.
Is everything okay with your eyes there, son? Is it all good, you're not getting blinded?
No.
How was RISE formed?
It was formed by people on the left coming together and saying we need to be more effective. We're more effective when we're united. We're more effective in taking the fight to the Tories, to the bosses, when we're all standing together under common cause. I think that's a good thing. I think it's wise that the SSP's involved and at the centre of that, and also brings, remember, almost 20 years of experience in that regard. The Scottish Socialist Party itself was formed from an alliance in 1998, the Scottish Socialist Alliance. So we have a great deal of experience, talent, and I think putting that at the disposal of RISE will help us succeed.
What happens after today?
After today, we've got to establish local groups. Meetings in the Marriott are fantastic, but they're a one-day event. It's what you put in the ground in the south side of Glasgow, in Edinburgh, Dundee, Lanarkshire, Renfrewshire. RISE has got to build a reputation as the go-to people for change, working class people. They have illusions in the SNP at this stage. Increasingly those illusions are going to be exposed, they're going to be let down, and they'll come to RISE, they'll come to the left, and hopefully we'll capitalise.
What do you think the SNP are going to be thinking right now?
I think the SNP will be shaking in their shoes. They don't need this. The SNP, remember, are strutting about Scotland saying they're the radicals. They're the anti-austerity party, then they make cuts. They're the anti-privatisation party, then they privatise Edinburgh Sick Kids Hospital. They're the party that's going to scrap the council tax, but they're stuck at 2s for 10 years. So I don't think they'll welcome it, but that's tough. You know, the criticisms that we have of the SNP are valid. We want an independent socialist Scotland, a modern democratic republic where working class people are in charge. It's not the SNP's vision, so I don't see them welcoming it. But hey, that's what it is. These are ideas that are important to progress.
Can you talk me through the four letters of RISE? What do you mean?
RISE, respect. So that means tolerance, equality for men and women. It means that we welcome immigrants to this country. How much is that issue dominant in the last few weeks? It's heartbreaking. 70 people dying in the back of a van and dumped in an Austrian motorway. So respect's important. Independence, enough said. We want to see a second referendum, don't we? One that we're going to win, one that we're going to transform Scotland with. Socialism, there's no alternative. That's the kind of Scotland we want to see, replacing capitalism with a better system based on need, not profit. And environmental respect, that means that communities in Govan, communities throughout Glasgow, the length and breadth of Scotland, working class communities' environment is the quality of their life, the quality of their air, the quality of their work, the future for their children, their leisure time as well as their work time. Put that together and it's a potent mixture that speaks to those priorities that working class people have.
Cool. Okay. Good stuff.